Hey everyone, I am Cyndi and welcome to my next episode Practical Tips to Stop Impulsive and Overspending. And today I want to dive a little deep into the habit that I feel like a lot of people have from time to time, and that's overspending and impulsive spending. And I want to share with you some ways that I feel that can help you overcome this habit. It's just some tips that I've recommended clients in the past that have been really successful. So it's all about finding the balance with your financial life and what aligns with your goals. I'm against restricted budgeting. Like I don't like even the word of just like being restricted. I feel like finding the right balance that works with your goals and your lifestyle is probably going to be the most successful when it comes to um, just sticking to a budget, sticking to your spending plan, paying off your debt, and things like that. And I feel like um, finding that balance with that within that, um, you can be a little bit more successful. So I hope you can listen through this episode so you can gain some valuable insights and inspiration because I do have a lot and I want to share this with you. So let's start by defining what overspending and impulsive spending is. To me, I feel that overspending is when you spend more money than you originally planned for or more than you can afford. Just because the money's there doesn't mean for you to spend it. And impulsive spending happens when you make unplanned purchases driven by either emotions or immediate desires rather than thinking of it as a necessity. So, for example, you allocated $50 for a shopping category for the given month, and you ended up spending $100. This is called overspending. Or when you end up going to the movies, spending $100 on tickets and snacks, and then later realize that you didn't allocate any funds for entertainment for the month. This is called impulsive spending. So when a decision is made and the cost is involved, you really need to start thinking about your spending plan at that moment and consider whether or not you budgeted for specific activities. Don't wait until you balance your checkbook or balance your spending plan. Like you want to make sure that when you're making decisions like in the immediate time, like don't you want to think about your spending plan at that moment, think about your budget, think about what you budgeted for, and you'll get into the habit, every month and rather than waiting until the end of the month to see what you actually spent. But both habits, whether it be, overspending or impulsive spending, can have serious effects on your financial health and leading to debt, financial stress. And you don't want that because the whole goal here is for you to have, um, financial freedom, be stress free about it, be confident when you're budgeting. And that's my goal for you. If you're in this situation, I want you to have that goal and to look forward to that. But I want to share a little personal story about me. I feel like, this topic is near and dear to me because I feel that recognizing my own tendencies towards impulsive spending was a turning point for me. And it really allowed for me to take full control and make more mindful spending decisions, especially when I started to see that I was spending on things that obviously were not necessities. They weren't necessities, and it started to become a bigger habit. Like it was the amounts I was spending were much larger. So here's just a thought. Awareness is the first step towards financial freedom. You've got to be aware. You've got to stay accountable for yourself and the things that you are spending. And by understanding your spending habits, I feel that that empowers yourself. It empowers you to make more positive changes. You start to think more clearly, you start to think more productively when it comes to spending money in general. And that's the goal here is we want to get you to a place where you feel confident and that your budget is always top of mind and you know exactly where your money is going. So, I want to change course here because I want to talk about identifying triggers and patterns that can lead to impulsive spending. And the key question here is, how do we stop spending impulsively? Like, how can we stop that, right? I think it's so crucial to identify the triggers first on like what leads to these type of behaviors. And some of common triggers that I feel that I've observed include emotional factors like stress or boredom, and also social influences like, peer pressure or advertising, when you're scrolling through social media. There's TikTok shop, there's Instagram shop, there's, home network, shopping channels, QVC, HSN. There's so many different apps available to us at our fingertips. And I feel like people, you're bored, I'm going to look to see what, you know, this costs, or I'm going to go and see what's happening in the TikTok, shop. And that's what it is, because then you find a good deal and you think, "Oh my gosh, like I need that." But do you really need that? So, I used to find myself shopping online, whenever I was feeling down, whenever I was feeling bored. Obviously, I recognize those patterns and I still do it today. I mean, I'm guilty of it, but I allocate certain funds. I make sure that I have allocated funds for a category for shopping. And, you know, by just being aware of this, I was able to find healthier ways to cope. So I'm not always shopping. Once I hit my limit or my budget, like that's it. Like $100. Okay, cool. Like for the given month. Now, like I'll uninstall the apps, like I'll think of other ways so that I don't impulsively spend. Because the impulse is there, the behavior is there. It's just, how do we stop that, right? So I want you to take note of a few practical tips I feel that have helped. So, number one, track your spending. You want to keep record of your purchases, and you want to make note of like what type of emotions were you going through? Like, what was your situation? What had prompted, those emotions? Look at that. Number two, you want to identify your patterns. Look for trends in your spending habits to like understand what your triggers are. And number three, create a plan. You want to develop strategies. How are you going to avoid these triggers? Like, setting a shopping limit. Maybe you want to continue shopping and you love to shop at, Home Goods, for example, then set a limit. Maybe don't go over, $150 and keep that as a limit, or just find alternative activities so that you don't feel, triggered. So let's talk about overspending. So I talked about impulsive spending, but now let's explore some strategies on how are we going to combat overspending. I want to help you manage and reduce overspending, because overspending again is you're setting a specific budget for a specific category or a specific expense, such as shopping, but you don't want to go over. So here's some basic tips. Start with a simple spending plan. I have a spending plan worksheet that's called Balanced Spending Plan. And the budget technique that I like to use is zero based budgeting. You basically, for every dollar of income is allocated to a specific budget category. That is your spending plan. So you have a monthly spending plan. It's also known as a monthly budget. It's a spending plan and it's a balance. You want to find balance within your lifestyle. And mindful techniques, I feel like practicing mindfulness when making spending decisions, when someone is asking you, do you want to go to the movies? Think about it. Did you factor in entertainment funds in your monthly budget? You want to pause. You want to ask yourself in the moment, if the purchase, is it a want or is it a need? Going to movies obviously is a want, but does it align with your financial goals? Maybe go to the movies once a month rather than 5 times a month. I don't know. Just create something that works for you. And talking about expenses and transactions and purchases and stuff, I feel like there's so many different apps that can help you track your spending, stay on budget, connect to your bank account so you could see all of your habits. And one of my personal favorites is Every Dollar. It's something that I've used. The Every Dollar is by Ramsey Solutions, and it connects to your bank account. It's secure. It will pull in all your transactions, and you can identify your spending habits that way. There's also a YNAB. It's You Need a Budget app, or Monarch. Those are some really great options that you can consider as well. But I really want to provide some helpful tips for you, because I feel like, just keep these top of mind. Just try when you're, managing your budget and you're going through your spending habits and all of that. Just think about what your goals are. I've always said this, define your financial goals. Keep them top of mind when you're making your spending decisions. You want to go on vacation. Well, spending $200, somewhere that is impulsively is not going to get you to your vacation, by the time that you want. So, setting clear goals. And then number two, I want you to celebrate your wins, small wins. Reward yourself for sticking to your budget every month, but with non monetary treats, obviously. And then number three, stay accountable, share your goals with a friend or join a financial support group to stay motivated, stay accountable. And on that note, with just staying accountable and sharing your goals with, with a friend, I'm really excited because I'm going to be launching a signature online course very soon in the next coming year in 2025, but for the beginners. I am going to create a signature course for my advanced learners, but I want to start off building a community for just beginners. And I am going to have a Facebook group community page for those who are just strictly students of my online course for beginners. And I feel like it'll be a really great opportunity to be around like minded individuals in the same situation as yourself and kind of see what they're doing, what's working for them. So, and it's also going to be a platform where you can ask some questions in the Facebook community page, and I'll be there to answer. And I can do, live Q&As. There's a lot of fun, exciting things coming with this online signature course for beginners. So I hope you stay tuned, follow along with me, and I'll let you know when that launches. So I want to recap here. We've talked about defining the impacts of overspending and impulsive spending. We've identified, potential common triggers. We've explored practical strategies to manage these habits. But I want you to remember that consistency, being mindful, being aware are some of the key components to just overcoming these challenges. I want you to be self-aware of your habits. So I want to leave you with this. You have the power to transform your financial future, and it all starts with a simple budget and your spending habits. By being aware of your spending habits and making those mindful, sound decisions, I feel that you can really achieve financial stability and a peace of mind. I want you to be confident. I want you to stay confident when you talk about your finances, when you go through your finances, when you review your monthly budget at the end of the month to see where you landed. Just believe in your ability to create positive change. This is all about being positive. I don't want you to get depressed. I don't want you to think negative. I want you to be confident in knowing that, you got this. So, if you've gotten this far into this episode, thanks so much for tuning in today. I have so much exciting things to come for you. But, if you found this episode helpful or inspiring, I really encourage you to share it with someone who you feel that might benefit from this. And don't forget, follow, subscribe for more exciting and insightful episodes. Again, this is just bite size advice and insightful things that I want to share with you. But I have a website that you can go on and look at all the things that I'm going to be having to offer. I'm hoping that I can get my email subscribing list, to a point where then I can send out, weekly newsletters and cover what we cover on these episodes. But just stay tuned, stick with me. 2025 is going to be my year. I'm going to, manifest that. That is what it is. I am planting the seed. So again, these episodes are just bite-sized episodes, and I really hope that you enjoyed it. But until then, and until my next episode, take care and God bless.